Hello everyone, it's Jordan back with another video regarding the WMSCOG. Today's video, it's going to be uh, one of my first videos in a long time, since my last one I made last October. But I'm glad to be making another video for you viewers out there that are curious about this cult-like group, about this quote-unquote church. Um, as you guys know, if you don't already know, I was a 15-year member of this church. I'm about a year and a half removed from leaving this church, um, and I'm happy. I mean, just a little quick update on my life. I'm of course during these times, during these tough times, it's hard, to really do anything. Period. But thankfully, I moved on with my life. It was pretty hard the first year that I left, thinking about it, but making videos and talking with other former members and even current members that are reaching out to me, for advice, trying to leave. I do apologize for some of the ones that I couldn't get back to. I do live a very busy life, with family, homework, schoolwork, and work. Period. But just this is just another video. For you viewers out there that again may have some more questions about, maybe if you want to leave the church or just some things that we do have. Um, we do have a pretty good array of content creators out there. Um, with the examining the WMSCOG website and with these YouTube videos, and you see Great Light Studios coming out with new videos. It's been very great, and it's really cool seeing a community being formed among us, former members and family members who have either their spouse or children or parents in this group. Because ultimately it makes it better. Ultimately, it's just better that we all have someone to speak to, because not many people can relate, if you know what I mean. Not many people can relate if they've never been a part of this group, they don't know what this group does. You can't really talk to anyone about it. Even may that be like a therapist or any like friends or the family that don't know anything about this group. It's pretty hard to talk to someone about this group when they've never experienced it firsthand. So it's pretty cool seeing a community being formed on YouTube, even on like Instagram and other social media platforms, um, because people need this support. People need this type of support, whether they're a member, whether they're a member trying to get out, whether they're a former member. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's why I want to put out some more videos. And this video today, I want to talk about the World Mission Society Church of God, and whether they really do have the rights to Ahnsahnghong's material. And why is that important? Because the WMSCOG and its members, they obviously see Ahnsahnghong as their leader, as their god, even though many times there's nowhere where he actually claimed to be God. Also, they believe in the mother god, and there is no evidence whatsoever that he ever taught there to be a mother god. Rather, he taught that that it's actually delusional for someone to believe in the mother god. So it's basically because of their doctrine is so centered on Ahnsahnghong's teachings and things like that. To really let's say you're someone who has trouble with leaving the church because you feel like this church has all the teachings. Well, it's a famous saying, or I forgot how exactly the term goes, but once you attack the foundation of someone's teaching, of someone's group, then easily able to understand. You're easily able to understand how it can all crumble down, if you know what I mean. So, because the WMSCOG relies so heavily on the teachings of Ahnsahnghong, actually, if if you're actually to do your research, and again, I do recommend going to this website, examining the WMSCOG.com, to look at some of these articles. I'm gonna go over some of these articles very briefly with you guys, but I want to encourage you guys to take a look at this material. You know, this is very valuable material that goes against the church, and really, it really, how do I say it? I kind of woke up. I kind of woke up right now. My brain is still booting up right now. Sorry about that. But it disproves their logic. It disproves their teachings. Anything that this church says, you cannot take it. You cannot take it seriously. You really cannot take it seriously. So yeah, some of the things I want to go over again, about the WMSCOG having the rights to his materials. If he was actually baptized in 1948, when evidence shows that he was actually baptized in 1954, and actually the WMSCOG removing 3 chapters from the famous Green Book, and you know what the Green Book is if you were a former member. So moving along here, again, going to again, examining the WMSCOG.com. I encourage you guys to take a look at this. Again, many articles. You know, we got videos here. You know, former testimonies. A lot of stuff here. A lot of valuable stuff here. Recently, they just did a overhaul on the website, so it looks a little bit more modern. I know when I was looking back at this website back in 2013, 2014. It looked a little old. it looked a little stale, but they've done a great job in reforming the whole website, making it look a bit more modern, a little easier on the eyes. So props to them over there, you know, reforming this website. But yeah, just taking a look at some of these articles, and what year was Ahnsahnghong baptized? This is a crucial one. This is a very crucial one because they have this prophecy. Of course, you members know there's a prophecy of King David, and this is how they quote unquote prove that Ahnsahnghong is the second coming of Christ. So this actually disproves their whole thing on Ahnsahnghong being the second coming of Christ, because he fulfilled the throne of David. So basically, just explaining it really quick, the prophecy is they say that, of course, they say that Jesus, he came with the throne of David. I believe it's like Luke chapter 1 or Matthew chapter 1. I can't really remember. It's been so long since I've done those sermons and taught them myself. But they explain that Jesus Christ is the prophetical King David, and that he was given the throne of David. So they say that the throne of David is not just, you know, some physical chair you sit on. The specific terminology of the throne of David translates to how long you reign on the throne for. And how that relates to Jesus Christ, it is how long his ministry is supposed to be. So of course David, he reigned for 40 years. And so they teach that, okay, Jesus Christ, he came 2,000 years ago, and his ministry only lasted for 3 years, meaning there's a remaining 37 years that Jesus Christ must come to fulfill. So they're basically saying that Jesus failed in his first coming, and he did not fulfill the 40-year fulfillment prophecy. So they say Jesus Christ must come back a second time in the year 1948, because that is when, because the Bible prophesies that Jesus Christ will come back a second time once the nation of Israel gains its independence. I will get more into that in this next article here regarding some of the chapters that were removed by the WMSCOG. So stick around for that. But when you look at some documentation from the Seventh-day Adventist Church, as you know, he was baptized in the Seventh-day Adventist Church after he, you know, most likely grew up Buddhist, especially being in the Korean nation. So you could see, as it says here, pictured above is a photocopy of baptism record for the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Hyundai, South Korea. This entry clearly shows that Ahnsahnghong was born, right? It's widely known he was born in 1918, but he was baptized in 1954, not 1948. And of course, we all know, of course, he was kicked out of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and then he started his own church, the New Covenant Passover Church of God, in 1964, after being expelled in 1962. So this is documentation from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Now, what does the WMSCOG say about this? If you were a member, you can attest to this. They say they actually have a church museum in Korea. They have a museum with, allegedly, his Bible is in that museum, which is strange because they don't have the rights to his stuff, but hear me out here. They allegedly have his Bible, his alleged Bible, and written in the Bible, it says, "I was baptized in 1948. Now, to be honest, I can do that. Like, I can write in the Bible and say I was baptized in 1948. Yeah, I can write about I was baptized in 1982. You know, it's not concrete proof. It's not concrete proof. And churches like this, like the Seventh-day Adventist Church, they have records. They have records of who was baptized, right? And when they were baptized. It clearly shows Ahnsahnghong was born in 1918, but baptized in 1954. And the reason why this is important, again, going back to the King David prophecy, they say King David started his reign on the throne when he was 30 years old. So that's why Jesus Christ was baptized when he was 30 years old. Even though the Bible says he was about 30, but they jump on that. Oh, he was 30 years old when he was baptized, fulfilling the David prophecy, right? King David's throne. So they say when Jesus Christ comes back a second time, he must be baptized 30 years old. When he's 30 years old, he must get baptized, and then he must preach for 37 years. He must preach the Passover for 37 years. Now, this completely debunks their whole foundation of why they believe that Ahnsahnghong is Christ. And secondly, because they believe Ahnsahnghong is Christ, they claim that he pointed Zangyeo-ja to be God the Mother. Which, again, there's no evidence for that. No evidence for that. But looking at this, you can clearly see he was not baptized when he was 30. This is clear-cut evidence. Whether Ahnsahnghong was born in 1918 and then baptized in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, like the WMSCOG boasts that he was baptized in 1948, but it clearly shows that he was baptized in 1954. I mean, I don't see how you can get around that. I do not see how you can get around this piece of evidence. And if you are a current member, I would like to hear what's your excuse. I mean, not to try to bash you guys or anything, because you guys have genuine people inside the church. But what do you guys have to say about this? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. What do you guys have to say about this right here? Very clear. It's very clear. And this article does a great job in explaining what I just explained, right? About the Throne of David prophecy. And these are actual photos of the baptism book, the baptism entry of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They have records. And I'm not going to say this is 100% true, but I did hear one excuse of, I don't know if it was a deacon or a missionary, but they said that, Ahnsahnghong was baptized in 1948, but those records got burned in a fire, or some lame excuse. I mean, nothing concrete. Well, where's the record of that fire? So I just want to hear, what is the rebuttal for this? I'm just curious, genuinely curious, because this is evidence showing that he was baptized in 1954. I mean, he doesn't claim to be Christ. He never claimed to be Christ. Just think about it. Think about it for you current members out there, and for you former members. maybe you could take this piece of information and maybe solidify you leaving this church. I mean, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear right here. The next one I want to move into is the WMSCOG actually removed 3 chapters from Ahnsahnghong's book. And this is the famous green book that's titled The Mystery of God and the Spring of the Water of Life. That he published in 1980. So the original version, the 1980 version, has 38 chapters, while the 2007 Korean English version of the book has 35 chapters. That's the version I have. And I have about 3 or 4 of the versions of this book. Now, it's weird that they have to make so many different versions of the book. I mean, it's weird. It really is weird. But you can see some of the titles. Again, for those of you that have the ability to go to this website, check out this website. Check it out. The examiningthewmscog.com. Take a look at this valuable information right here. These are actual copies of the book and of these missing chapters. You can see here. Okay, this is the original. 38 chapters. 38 chapters. And this is the edited version from the WMSCOG, only 35. And the 3 missing chapters are Restoration of Jerusalem and the Prophecy of 40 Years, Let Us Reveal the Truth of the History Books About the Church, Elijah Will Be Sent. Yeah. I mean, there's some valuable stuff in here. I mean, here he talks about, Ahnsahnghong talks about the prophecy of the fig tree. And if you are a member or former member of this church, you know that the prophecy of the fig tree is a very big prophecy. And this prophecy is used to show why Jesus Christ had to come back in 1948. However, it's interesting. I was reading this, and you can see Ahnsahnghong, he brings up this prophecy of the Israeli nation coming back to life in 1948. But he doesn't use this prophecy to explain about the second coming of Christ must happen in 1948. Rather, he explains about a 40-year prophecy about the world coming to an end in 1988. So for those of you saying, oh, the church never prophesied about 1988, that's a complete lie. I see your comments out there. Well, what about this? I mean, he's not even using the fig tree prophecy to explain about his supposed second coming. Rather, he's using it to explain about a 40-year prophecy about the world, questioning whether will the world really come to an end at that time, about the end of the world. So if you have any questions about this, I mean, go ahead. The material is all right here. Take a look at it. You know, it makes you think about, does the World Mission Society Church of God really have the rights to Ahnsahnghong's material? Because the NCPCOG, the New Covenant Passover Church of God, the original church that he established, they have the rights to his material. They have the rights to his stuff. And it makes you think why his books are so heavily edited in the WMSCOG. Also, again, going back to his alleged Bible, saying that he was baptized in 1948, it's not enough. It's not enough. So just take a look at this material. Again, examiningwmscog.com. Valuable stuff on here. And just comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear you guys' thoughts, whether you're a former member, current member, or someone researching about this church, someone who has a loved one in this church. Maybe show this video to them, see what they think about it. I also want to recommend this Instagram page called Questioning the WMSCOG. Here's the username right here. Very great stuff. Very great stuff on this Instagram page. Again, if you are someone who is, again, a former member, current member, someone who has a loved one in this church, take a look at this page, and it raises very great questions, very great and impactful questions, regarding the things that this church does. So I mean, yeah, this is the video. This is I want to be looking forward to be putting more videos out there. I also am interested in doing Zoom calls with former and current members. I do have a friend, a very close friend. Um, his Instagram page is the simple Christian. The simple Christian. We wanna get together and do some live Zoom calls. He's a very cool guy. Um, he has a podcast. Go check it out. For those of you that are interested in Christianity and things like that, go ahead and check it out. But we want to get together and put together some Zoom calls with former members, current members, possibly something like Great Life Studios does. They do a fantastic job in this type of stuff, and I know they're doing live discussions with members of the WMSCOG. I kind of want to focus more on getting some more former members, so we could like share stories. I feel like it can be really impactful, to show people that we're not all just lying. We're not all just lying about our experiences. Rather, we all share the same experiences, even though we attended different branches. So considering doing that sometime in the near future. If you're interested, again, hit me up in the comments below, or feel free to email me as well. And if you're not comfortable maybe doing a Zoom call, feel free to talk to me. I'm going to be checking my emails regularly again. I haven't been doing so the past couple of months, but now I have the time. I got the time. I'm home all day. Sleep schedule all screwed up. So feel free to reach out to me, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.